Thank you, Minister, I'd like to welcome you to the House. Minister, I've been asked to bring this matter to your attention by Councillor Paddy McQuillan in Louth County Council. As you know, Minister, in 2020, Vivian Gearan carried out a scoping exercise in Drogheda as a direct result of the gang feud that had terrorised the town. He spoke to all relevant agencies and bodies directly and indirectly involved with the feud. The comprehensive report was finalised and submitted to your department in January 2021. The report put forward over 70 recommendations to improve the community safety and well-being of the citizens of the town. The report was publicly released by Minister Helen McEntee on the 26th of March, stating that over the next few weeks we will continue with relevant departments with a view to finalising the implementation plan by the end of April. Councillor McQuillan is very disappointed that there has been no real move on the implementation plan. We are now at the first day of June, and I would be grateful if you could update me on the current status of the report, its lengthy list of recommendations. The implementation of this report is essential to improving the safety, well-being and development of Drogheda. The first and most important recommendation of the report is that the high-level oversight group, consisting of members of 7 government departments, are responsible for signing off on an agreed plan of action. I would like to know, Minister, if it has been signed off and an agreed action plan put in place. I understand that the Chief Superintendent has stated that he has a team in place ready to go, but has not had any contact from the government to date. Other agencies directly involved are also anxiously awaiting to engage on the recommendations. While the commissioning of the report was welcomed by the people of Drogheda, it will have been wasted exercise if it is not acted upon soon. I've been assured by the people of Drogheda do not want to see this report sitting in your department gathering dust while people's lives continue to be seriously affected by ongoing problems. With the summer recess getting closer, there's a real concern locally that the failure to implement the very first recommendation argues badly for the remaining 69. As you can appreciate, Minister, local groups are really anxious to get going on this report and its recommendations. We have to remember, Minister, that this activity is seriously affecting citizens' everyday lives, safety and well-being. Time is of the essence, and I hope in all sincerity that you will have answers to 3 questions that I have posed today. Thank you, Minister.
Senator Craughwell, and welcome, Minister, and I invite you to respond.
Thank you, Gerard, and I thank Senator Craughwell for raising this very important matter concerning Drogheda. And the scoping report into the community and safety and well-being in Drogheda was commissioned by Minister Helen McEntee in 2020 following a number of violent incidences in Drogheda. The purpose of the scoping report was to gather and assess information relating to ongoing challenges and community needs in Drogheda and to identify actions to support communities and connect relevant services. Vivian Gearan, a former director of the probation service, was engaged to prepare that report, which makes over 70 recommendations on short and long-term responses to challenges the community faces, including around crime prevention, youth services, drug addiction, education, infrastructure and community development. The recommendations highlight the need for improved interagency cooperation in the administration and delivery of state services in Drogheda, as well as the need to resource public services or provide additional services in certain areas in particular. The scoping report was approved for publication by Government on the 13th of March 2021 and published on the 26th of March. Briefings were organised by Minister McEntee the following week for community groups and services that had met with Vivian Gearan, as well as for TDs, senators and councillors for the County of Louth. The implementation plan for the key recommendations arising from the report is currently being developed and will identify the relevant stakeholders for each recommendation and outline next steps for engagement. Engagement with all relevant departments, agencies and the Louth Local Authority is ongoing to ensure a comprehensive implementation plan. For example, early action has been taken to engage with the Department of Education on the provision of additional supports to the 3 schools identified within the report. Engagement has also taken place at official level, and the Department of Education is positive about providing additional supports to schools in the area, including those identified within the report. Additionally, engagement has taken place with the Department of Housing, Local Government and Heritage with regards to addressing the impact on Drogheda of the county boundaries of Louth and Meath. My officials are also in direct contact with Red Door, the HSE, the Department of Health and the local Drugs and Alcohol Task Force to advance the recommendations around funding to addiction-related support services within the community. This engagement is necessary to ensure funding is maximised and to avoid duplication in delivery of services. With regard to the coordination mechanism proposed by Vivian Gearan in his report, my department is currently in discussions with relevant departments and agencies, as well as Louth County Council, to develop a proposal for a coordination structure that will enable engaged participation from relevant stakeholders while being in line with the government's wider approach to community safety and community development. This engagement will continue with a view to finalising the implementation plan in the coming weeks of her submission to Cabinet, with publication occurring shortly thereafter. Thank you, Gerard.
Sure. Senator Craughwell, do you want?
Thank you very much indeed, Minister, for the response that I got today. Minister, in a town like Drogheda, or indeed any town or city in Ireland where there are problems as identified, immediate action is what the citizens need to see. They need to see action on the ground. I appreciate you've outlined a number of engagements that are taking place, but real action needs to be seen publicly, taking place. Citizens in a place like Drogheda don't necessarily understand that all of this admin work and engagement and meetings must take place. What they really need to see is action. Living in a dangerous situation like that, they need to know government is with them. So I would ask you to expedite whatever is going on as quickly as possible, and I do thank you for taking the time to come here and debate this matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Craughwell. Minister.
Thank you, Gerard, and thank you again, Senator Craughwell. As noted in my opening remarks, it is paramount that we ensure that wherever coordination structure is put in place in Drogheda links in with the government's wider approach to community development and community safety. My department has developed a policy on community safety that has informed the general scheme of the Policing and Community Safety Bill, which proposes local community safety partnerships to ensure coordination on safety issues at a local authority level. In addition, we are working closely with the Department of the Taoiseach, the Department of Rural Affairs and Community Development and the Department of Health to ensure that community wellbeing focused initiatives are complementary, not duplicative, and to enable stakeholders and our service providers to actively participate in an efficient and an effective way. We will ensure that the strong emphasis on coordination in the Drogheda Scoping Report is reflected in the implementation plan in a way that is sustainable for the community in Drogheda going forward. I can assure the Senator that we're absolutely determined to get this right for Drogheda. The report is very comprehensive, very detailed, and we want to ensure, though, that the implementation plan is not a few short-term one-hit wonders, if you like, but is going to be sustainable to ensure that the core issues in Drogheda are addressed in the medium and long term. And the fact that I think that the plan will also be brought back to Cabinet shows the very seriousness that this matter is being taken. Thank you, Gerard.
Thank you indeed.